Ooh, indeed, Goggles. How's it going? I'm sleepy as heck, but I'm still here. Hey Kara, how's it going? Oh, thanks for giving Goggles a shout out. How about giving yourself one? Hi, forks are free. Oh, good zone to you too. Oh, hey Amanda. I'm basically just literally trying to compress everything I do for a stream into a couple of minutes because I am, as you know by now, running very late, and I want to see if I can get chapter. Oh, thanks for the follow, Forks are free, and Nauseum. Alrighty. It's fine, you can do it instead. Thank you for giving Kiara a shout out. Yeah, come on, Kiara. You give everyone publicity. You deserve more of it yourself. Amanda. Oh, Joe's applied for a permanent position at her job. Excellent. Okay. Start Phoenix right. Yes, pout all you want, Kiara. We're going to publicise you. You'll be so publicised. Everybody, subscribe to Kiara. She is very cool. Anyway, how's everyone's day going? You visited Joe last week and got so much ice cream. Nice, Amanda. This is definitely the weather for ice cream. I personally am melting. Of course, this is England, so that's like 18 degrees C. How's audio? Forks are free, doing alright, getting a tooth extracted. My sympathies. Ridley, don't know if I saw, but I didn't because I've been either at work or sleeping, but your PC is getting built. Hype! Everyone, volume's a bit loud, audio is good. I'll just turn this down slightly. Is that better? I'm well quiet compared to the game. Is this better? Much better. Excellent, excellent. Alright. Part 4-1, trial. Hey Nolus. Okay, I'm talking louder. I'm talking louder. I can't really talk much louder. Loudness is just not in my Okay, so to reiterate, Ringmaster of the Circus got murdered. Our client is the, you know what, I'm not even going to talk about what he should be in prison for, but he's been falsely accused of murder. Is the, excitable magician. And here's a surprise witness who's probably the one who did it. It was just after 10 PM and I was resting in my bed. Around that time, I heard a large thump noise from outside the window. Acro is a Disney princess. Yeah, basically. Then, a few moments later, I saw someone flying right by my window. It was Max Galactica. I only saw him from behind, but that's what it looked like. To be honest, when I saw that, I thought I was dreaming. Acro must be lying about what he saw, right? Of course he is. Now the challenge will be to expose his lies in court. Well, put the pedal to the metal, Nick. Okay, let's do this. You said that you were resting in bed. One would thus assume you turned the lights off in your room, correct? That's correct. But there are safety lights around the outside of the lodging house. It's so bright, sometimes it can make it hard to sleep. If that's the case, wouldn't it be a good idea to close some curtains? Hey Granny Goblin, how's it going? Yes, it is a very time. Hello? No less. Sorry, love, but Mike's not usually closer, is it? Game audio is drowning me out. Hey, Enfys. Is this any better? Okay, Goblin's just doing the dishes and making coffee. Ah, fair enough. It's got to be done. I see everyone's wooing in the chat. I really should work on my voice. Yes, your coffee everyone's making, Enfys. I never really thought of that. I guess that means I'm off to buy some curtains. Sometimes I do make myself useful in these chambers. Ow! The witness will proceed with his testimony. Your room is on the 3rd floor, right? Yes. And you said that you were resting in bed? That is correct. But you were still able to hear a sound from outside? I was indeed. Pressing accurate doesn't seem to get results. But maybe something was contradicting what you said just now. I don't know, was there? You could swear the mic audio is usually a bit louder than this. Hang on, I'll just try turning my mic up. German accent requested for Franziska von Karma. I can't really do a German accent, but I'll give it a try. Okay, how's this? As in, that's volume up, not my attempt at a German accent. Wunderbar. Perfect. Excellent, excellent. Okay, is there a contradiction or is there not? There's a huge contradiction with the testimony that was just given. If there's a contradiction... No, that's a French accent. If there's a contradiction, then prove it with evidence. No, that was terrible. I'm sorry. She's right. Let's see some evidence. Do you have any evidence to support your claim of a contradiction? Okay. You recommend watching Hogan's Hero if I want to try working on a German accent? The French sounds oddly fitting. Okay, I completely forgot what the dialogue was.
This? What in the world is this? Ow.
You just don't get it, do you, Mr. Phoenix Wright?
What don't I get?
You're not going to be able to get through this one with your usual bluff routine. Your client looks to be ready to take off once again. Straight towards a guilty verdict. Okay, glad you approve, Amanda, because I'm not going to be able to keep that up much longer.
You're bluffing? I will not forgive any more mockeries made of this court. Whoops.
Oh, you're hearing the German. Good. Witness? Would you mind repeating your testimony? Certainly. Okay, so I've been warned. No second chances. Okay, seeing a bit nervous.
The light in your room was turned off then, right?
That's true. I was going to bed after all.
So if the lights are off, you are still able to clearly see a human fly by your window.
The safety lights lit up things enough for me to see. But honestly, there was only enough light for me to see the silhouette outside my window. It was the person's back, so I couldn't see the white roses on the front.
Did you see any of the other symbols?
I clearly saw the silk hat, as well as the cloak wrapped around his body. I'm convinced that the person I saw was Max Galactica.
The more I press him, the less results I seem to get. But maybe there was something fishy with his latest bit of testimony. What's the matter, Mr. Wright? Nothing, Your Honor. Until I can find a clear contradiction, I better not overdo it.
Oh, she's got the ellipses.
When do you start thinking that what you saw wasn't a dream?
That's not important.
I believe the prosecution has done a bit of maintenance on the witness's memory. Just to make sure, let's ask the witness. Ow!
Objection.
Sustained. Don't sustain that.
Akira must be lying about what he saw, right?
Of course he is. Now the challenge will be to expose his lies in court.
Oh wait, already had this dialogue. Okay, what is the contradiction?
Are you sure it was a human being? It could have been a mannequin, or perhaps a large action figure.
Well, setting aside the possibility of a mannequin, an action figure is plausible. Forks are free. Heard the thump before seeing the person fly by. Ah, that's true. You have no need to mince words with Mr. Phoenix Wright. Testify to the truth, and only the truth, just as if we were there with you that night. I believe it was a human.
Damn, I just strengthened his testimony. I wonder if Akira's statement jives with the facts.
Oh, glad you like it, Amanda.
What's the matter, Mr. Wright? Nothing, Your Honor.
Okay. heard the thump before the person flew by. Okay, do I have anything that confirms? No, that doesn't contradict anything, does it? Because obviously the claim is that he committed the murder, causing the thump, and then flew away. Oh! The hat was found at the crime scene. Yes, the light was turned off. Yeah, the thump could have been the murder. If there's a contradiction, then prove it with evidence.
She's right. Let's see some evidence. Do you have any evidence to support your claim of a contradiction?
You'll have to excuse my judge voice today. Found at the scene of the crime.
You claim to have seen the exact same thing Mo saw that night. Do you stand by that?
What do you mean?
The silk hat.
What about the silk hat? I saw it on Max's head as he flew by my window.
Well, you should have tried looking down out of your window that night.
That would have been quite difficult considering the state that I'm in. Wow, Phoenix. Just looking outside the window was a tough enough challenge for me. Yep, I'll just be back in a second. Nearly forgot to turn my microphone back on. Sorry about that.
That's a shame, because you would have noticed the silk hat found on the scene.
That's the ringmaster's hat, right?
Afraid not. No matter how you look at it, this is Max's silk hat. Where are you going with this, Mr. Wright? Are you saying that Max has two silk hats?
Well, that would actually explain everything.
No, this is a handmade, one-of-a-kind model, made only for Maximilian Galactica, whose name I can definitely pronounce.
Oh, thanks for contributing to the cosplay challenge, Icky. And how are you doing today? How's that doing anyway? Oop, 70% of the way there, 13 days left. Oh, and right on schedule.
Which means, Acro, that you've been fibbing on the stand.
Oh, thanks for giving Icky a shout out, Kiara. And thank you for the 4,000 total Enfys. Oh, 18,000 total Nolus, nice. 8-bit goggles. Phoenix.
I've known this man for several days, but I don't know his fucking name.
To be fair, that is completely in character for him.
Order? Order!
As always, it looks as if someone just had to open their mouth before thinking. Are you okay, Nick?
Well, I opened my big mouth, and now I have to back it up. How about it, Mr. Wright?
You're good. Work was productive and that doesn't... You're happy. Excellent. Kiara, you can't believe the limit for the challenge is 2,000 points. Yeah, for some reason community challenges limit you to 2,000 points per day. Probably because it would be boring if someone just dumped like 1,000,000 points into one. Oh yeah, Kiara's had her shout out. Under duress, of course. You have 53.4k points right now. And you still won't donate to the community challenge, eh? Ooh, we're nearly to 75%. Kiara doesn't want shout outs. Everyone, again, follow Kiara. She shouts at people constantly. She's a good bean. Oh, thanks for the shout out, 8-Bit Goggles. But please do not shout at someone like that on my channel again. I would never direct anyone to watch me. That girl is weird. Everyone shouting at everyone I see.
How about it, Mr. Wright? What would cause this witness to commit perjury in this court today?
Okay, Acro has a grudge against Max. Nope, no motive. Acro was dreaming.
It was he what done it. Your Honor, on this occasion, the defense accuses Acro himself.
Oh, Granny's back at the keyboard, and that's where the chaos lives. Kiara cries in Goth. Aww. On this occasion? Wait, on this occasion?
Accuses Acro? What in the world are you accusing him of?
If you want proper chaos, embrace autocorrect. You mean autocarrot?
Obviously, we accuse him of the murder of Mr. Russell Berry. Mr. Wright, are you serious? Deadly serious, Your Honor.
Kiara's going to buy herself some cookies to make herself feel better, but we'll be back. Heck yeah, get some cookies, Kiara. I think your trips to the circus have served you well. You seem to have learned how to try and grab an audience's heart and mind. Your Honour, do not allow yourself to be swayed by theatrics. Trying to wow the crowd with smoke and mirrors is the oldest bluff in the book.
Really?
If you don't believe me, just look at the witness. He's calm enough for it to almost be scary. Yes, Icky. Sadness bad, cookies good. That is very confusing.
He's staying rather calm and collected. Mr. Dingaling? Do you have any response to the defense's accusation?
I don't really need to say a thing, do I?
What do you mean?
Everyone, take a good look at me. I can't even stand up by myself, let alone leave the lodging house. The witness is a lost Disney princess. He's got powers beyond the average. Icky. Judge.
Being swayed by theatrics is my entire job description. That's true.
I understand that Mr. Wright is just trying to help his client. But to do this by accusing me of a murder of all things. See? Even a slither of common sense makes it clear that the accusation is ludicrous. Yes, you're right, Amanda. Disabled people can murder too. I mean, I'm on the spectrum and I could bloody well kill as many people as I needed to. I wouldn't, of course. Wouldn't dream of it. Never fantasise about throttling customers. Never once. Yes, Ridley? In before this footage comes up in a murder case. Brie, I never want fantasise about murder. Sips tea. Okay, that does actually make me look guilty as heck, doesn't it? I mean, the British accent doesn't help. British accent doesn't help. Yes, that's right, Icky. It's my least favourite thing to do. See? Even a slither of common sense makes it clear the accusation is ludicrous.
She's right. Way to pick on the disabled, you heartless, cruel man. Felix is a poopy head.
Okay, that's the best line in the game. Quote me on that. Phoenix is a poopy head. Is that Mr. Phoenix right? If you're trying to drum up support from the peanut gallery, that's how you do it. How do I know murder is not fun if I haven't done one? Hey, I cannot do a Scottish accent. It's just turning into a Welsh one. Boyo. That is how evil I am. Forks are free. How do I know murder is not fun if I haven't done one? Well, you see, I've thought a lot about doing what it would be like to do a murder, and it doesn't feel very fun. Not in a power fantasy sort of way, just in a hypothetical, maybe if I had to kill someone who was really, really annoying me right this second. Ridley, your brain crossed wires and you thought I said Poyo, not Boyo. Amanda, well, sharing is a terror weapon. Don't let my sister-in-law hear that. Oh, thanks for the shove, Licky. I think that's enough of this little game. I've got a doctor's note to confirm that Acro is unable to stand under his own power. You thought Boyo was Irish? Nope, it's very much a Welsh term of endearment. Maybe the defence is planning on making a claim to counter this as well. I can hear the defence now. Acro had an accomplice.
What do you say about this, Mr. Wright? Did Acro have an accomplice?
Now then, this must be when we get to hear the name of the mystery accomplice.
Not this time, Von Karma.
Oh, Phoenix is looking smug. What?
That's Boot. You're not going to sucker me into this one.
That's right, Nerlus.
Nanny? What are you blathering about, Mr. Wright?
You missed a lot, Enfys. You missed a lot.
There was no accomplice. Acro planned and committed this murder all by himself. Order? Order? What are you guessing at?
Way to keep them on their toes, Nick.
Now I'm going to have to prove how it all fits together. I have to show how Acro murdered Russell Berry.
Can you do it, Nick? Can you really do that?
I know what I can't do. I can't stop now. If I stop attacking, I'm doomed.
Alright, then let's do it. Mr. Phoenix Wright, if this witness is the killer, then his eyewitness account is all lies. Right? Okay, I did a very Midland right there, but... I mean, there's no reason a German couldn't learn to speak English with a slight Midlands accent. Unrelated, chili oil on ice cream is... I'll take your word for that, Amanda. Precisely, Ridley. We'll all take her word for it. Amanda, Swedish is basically German and you have some semi-passable English accents. Yes, be fair, pretty much anyone can learn to speak something with a decent accent, so the idea of accent is a little arbitrary. But before we continue... That's right, Nolus. Tea ASMR. Granny Goblin. Tea pouring stream. So long as they're not playing a role and they can be understood, who cares what the accent is? Well... I think Allo Allo did some very interesting things with accents by just using them as to demonstrate what language the cast was speaking. Plus there's the old D&D tradition of representing thieves' cant as an accent. Amanda, you've come to adopt accents by accident. Fair enough. Of course, everyone knows the easiest way to do an accent is just Control-Alt and then the vowel. Yes, Ridley? Yes, Ridley? I'm literally doing this on Windows 10 right now, no less. Yes, Ridley? Ah. Well, anyway, let's continue.
Mr. Wright, I'd like you to clear something up for me.
Yeah, it might be your settings.
When was the crime committed?
Wait, did he say... Yeah, Granny's right. It might be in language or type settings.
He was obviously here the entire time. That's Acro's room? Pretty simple, hey? Acro wasn't able to leave the lodging house by himself. In that case, there can be only one correct answer. Acro didn't leave his room to kill the ringmaster. Wait, no, phrasing. What? Are you nuts? What says you, Mr. Dingaling?
I guess in this case, Dingaling is playing with us. No less, you think there's some numpad frackery you're supposed to put in for it? Oh yeah, you can do Alt and then the number combination. For example, the trademark symbol is Alt 0153. Because of course I love putting the trademark symbol on things as a joke. TM. It's an interesting theory.
That's it.
Considering that what you proposed is impossible, yes, that's it.
Mr. Wright? Yes, Your Honor. As the witness has stated, your assertion is impossible. As he is in a wheelchair, there's no way he could go to the scene or be the killer. You've got a point.
It seems you've forgotten once again, Mr. Phoenix Wright. The defendant was clearly spotted at the scene of the crime.
That's true.
Mo said he saw Max, didn't he? Oh, you hold down Alt, no less. Type the number and then release Alt. Amanda, oh, glad you like the accent. It doesn't feel like I'm doing it that well, but you know, maybe I'll be impressed when I rewatch the VOD.
But Mayor, it's still impossible for humans to fly.
Do you mind if I ask a question, Mr. Wright?
What is it?
I understand some of your logic. However, how do you think I killed him? If I can't leave my room, I obviously couldn't wear Max's costume.
How'd he do it? That's the next course of this legal buffet.
Alt 3 on a numpad is a heart. Wait, seriously? Well, I'm ever. So it is. If you're watching this on YouTube, please leave your hearts in the comments below. Oh good, it worked, no less. You didn't realise you had to hold it down. Fair enough. Be careful, Nick. If you mess up here...
She's right. I can't mess up here. I've got to give this one some serious thought. I'm sure that Acro killed the ringmaster, and he did while he was in his room. No doubt about it. Time to enlighten us how Mr. Dingling committed the crime, Mr. Wright.
No less. In before the birds flew him around. Oddly enough, that was actually my theory when I first played this game. Kiara's back with her cookies. I hope you've brought enough for the class.
I'm going to present some evidence. So what did Mr. Dingaling use to commit the crime of murder against Russell Berry?
I think you should try again. Especially before someone gets the chance to say something.
Yeah, you're probably right. So as I was saying, this piece of evidence... Stop! Wait, I say, before you start over, you must be penalised.
He caught me. Ridley, making dinner is more effort than it should be. Yeah, I literally had to make a stir fry at 4 o'clock, like 10 past 4, and try and eat it, then get my makeup done before the stream, which was actually was late. Icky, you're starting to think PCs should adopt mobile's hold down key to get alternative characters approach. Yeah, that would actually be quite useful.
And if you don't put an end to this funny business, I've got a few more ideas. I'm going to present some evidence.
Okay.
What's that? A picture? It is indeed. The problem is with the item that's shown in the picture. The bust? It is quite a large bust. And because it's life-sized, it's also very, very heavy.
Problems I have, I wish. No less. PTS, what is that character supposed to be? Forks, but how would bottoms be able to express their feelings?
Heavy? Heavy enough to guarantee a certain death. Especially if it was dropped from a third-story window. Ugh. See? This is how Acro was able to kill the Ringmaster. With the force of gravity and Maximilian Galactica's ample bust.
Phrasing, Phoenix. Phrasing. But to be fair, that is how my D&D character kills people. Reminder, donate to the cosplay challenge.
Order! Order! So you're saying the bust fell onto the Ringmaster?
Yes, Icky. The burbs are like, heck this, I'm out of here.
A rather simple crime. Even if you were stuck in a wheelchair, it would be incredibly easy to commit.
No less. You high-key hate putting the numpad in numbers mode because that's where your home and end buttons are. Yeah, to be honest, I didn't use num lot much. How could you possibly wheel a wheelchair with something so heavy? It's impossible.
Well, Acro is an acrobat. He should have more than enough upper body strength to carry something like the bust. Mr. Lingling, how do you respond to these charges?
Well, Acro's at a loss of words.
He should be. He knows I'm getting close to the truth.
Granny Goblin, you've done a lot of data entry work. Numpad is life. Yeah, that's a mood. I'd watch what I say if I were you, Mr. Phoenix Vite.
What?
Your Honour, the physical help of the witness is material to this case. I demand that we get proper testimony from the witness himself. WTF is this one too? You're just putting random characters hunting for the E. How do you contribute to the grounded cosplay? Basically, you should click on the channel points option below, and it should be the challenge should be right above all the redeems.
Testimony, you say? Von Karma. She's just using this testimony as a rouse to stall for time. There's absolutely no need for such testimony.
You've never tried a desktop keyboard without a numpad and you fear the possibility. For a while I had a keyboard that had a detachable numpad. Never really got that, so you could, but that was more for so you could put it on the other side. Personally, I think numpad's pretty essential. The defense has its version of the murder. The prosecution has a right to respond.
The defence's objection is overruled. Why can't he see things my way once in a while?
Tss. Icky cuddles numpad keyboard and hisses at passers-by.
Mr. Dinning-Ailing, I'm sorry, but we need you to testify about your physical condition. If you have any doubts about your ability to testify, we can request expert testimony.
The witness will have no problems whatsoever. However, let's all be respectful towards him. And Granny Goblin joins in. I too will join in, except I can't because my keyboard's attached to my laptop, which I'd have to pick up. Thank you.
That woman will sink to any load to win a case. She'll even defend the rights of the disabled.
Acro's physical state. I suppose I could have lifted something the size of that bust. I have a strong upper body from working out as an acrobat, and only my legs were injured. However, lifting the bust and looking out the window would have been impossible. There's no way I could have exerted that kind of force on my lower body. That makes it impossible for me to have known the location of the ringmaster's head. Oh, thanks for the subscription, Amanda. Resubscribe for 9 months. Best after work ever. I don't know, I'm not sure what after work is, but I'm glad you liked it. Oh, thanks for the hydrates, folks. Thus, it would be unrealistic for me to drop the bust on him, don't you think?
I have no doubts in regard to this witness's testimony.
Icky, I cast bust. Acro, probably. It was impossible for him to lift the bust and stick himself out far enough to look. You can get there in the menu, but not donate points. Some people have been saying they've had trouble doing this on mobile, so you might need to do it on a laptop or a desktop or something. Ridley, nothing on I cast car. Not to mention, he could not have known the location of the ringmaster's head. A single false step would have led to even more severe injuries.
That's what I was thinking. What's your opinion on the matter, Mr. Wright? I'd still like to proceed with my cross-examination.
He's simply stalling. Is Shane-Pearl really?
I can't let it get to me. I've got to focus.
F in the chat. I don't know what that symbol is, but it does look like kind of like an F.
Have you ever lifted up the bus before?
No, I never actually lifted it up with my own 2 hands. But I should get to it, don't you think? I can't let money outdo me on this.
Money? That crazy monkey has lifted Max's bus before. Please continue with your testimony, Mr. Dingaling.
It's funny to see how certain characters look different on your phone compared to the Google TV, Icky. Yeah. It's quite a surprising amount of variation. Tss. Yes, Zalgo comes.
So what have you been doing to keep in shape?
Well, honestly, I've given up on training. I don't have any plans to return to the trapeze or tightrope.
You don't say.
But no offense, I'm not worried about losing to you in a race or anything.
Neither am I, Miss.
Wait, why doesn't he do the judge's voice? Neither am I, Mr. Phoenix Fight. I won't lose either, Slowpoke. I mean Nick.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. How did this discussion turn to me all of a sudden?
I suppose you could say that I'm stronger than the average bear.
Why is that?
Because if I were to do that, I'd end up falling out of the window myself. Again, Nolus, it's literally just Control and Alt held down. Press the valve. I still haven't gotten much feeling back in my legs yet.
So you can throw that bust out of the window. How long do you think your recovery will take?
You have to remember that my nerves were severely damaged. I'm currently undergoing some extremely intensive rehabilitation. It's still going to take a while before I'm back to 100%. Let me remind you of another very important point. If the witness was carrying out the bus, he would not be able to see out below the window. Oh, Amanda's redeemed cosplay suggestion. Sailor Uranus. Personally, I'd prefer Sailor Mercury, but yeah. Oh hey, it's a Nick. Here to remind me I'm GMing a Blades in the Dark game in an hour and a half. How you doing?
Why do you say it would be impossible?
Allow me to explain. You're good and totally not recreating your character sheet from scratch in a panic. If I recall correctly, you sent it to me at some point. Could you just re-download that? You accept that if I was carrying the bust, I couldn't see out below the window. Thus, there is no way I would know the location of the ringmaster's head.
Well, I suppose you've got a point.
Hey, Nick.
Huh?
What if you turn things around? Maybe if you think of it sort of like this. If you knew the location of the ringmaster's head, then you could drop the bust.
That does make sense. If only I could prove somehow that Acro knew the location of the ringmaster's head without looking down.
Oh, the note. I think I've already explained things sufficiently. This is why you use Roll20, Amanda. That is to say, that's what Amanda was saying, not that I was instructing Amanda to use Roll20. Oops. Come on, it's saying that I need to prove it, but it's not. Oops. Looks like I jumped back a bit further than I expected to. Roll20 has never been a problem for you because you said it would sue if it didn't work. Of course you did, Kiara.
Objection! Objection!
Character sheets in particular and with Blades in the Dark have fewer variables. Oh yeah, I think there's actually an official, I think there's actually a how-to guide on how to set up Blades in the Dark and Roll20 on the official website.
Objection! Objection!
Yep, my invisible girl is showing. Okay, and we're back to where I was before.
Objection!
Right.
Hold it!
You can find the old Blades in the Dark VOD and watch the end to see what your sheet would be. Nice. Well, Nolus has found the character for Masingo. Yes, folks. Nolus could look up a chart for all the alt codes, but where's the fun in that?
If all you had to do was drop it, then it wouldn't have been a problem at all.
If all I had to do was drop it. You're right. I could have done that. However, there was no way I could have landed direct hit on the ringmaster's head.
So that kind of makes your theory a bit pointless, doesn't it, Mr. Wright? Accurate is strong enough to lift up the burst.
The main problem is how I could have aimed for the ringmaster's head.
I wonder if you used some kind of tool to aim for the ringmaster.
That's the ticket, Nick. Show them what you got.
I have to be careful. I have to find something that fits perfectly with the case.
I don't remember us finding any sort of tool. But maybe we overlooked something. Oh.
Objection!
It was the box, not the notes, that lured him to it.
Acro, you didn't really need to lean out of the window, did you?
What are you driving at, Mr. Wright?
You already knew ahead of time where the ringmaster's head was going to be. Quite precisely, I may add.
Objection!
Your silly hinting at things is pointless, Mr. Phoenix White. Enough stalling. How about you show us some evidence?
But I did such a good job hinting. Yes. Hurry up and explain things, Mr. Wright. Maybe you should take a look at this.
Icky.
I need to find something that perfectly fits the case.
Phoenix, what part of this surprises you? It's been like 10 cases by now. 9 to be fair. No wait, 8. 8. Canonically only 7.
The key point here is the wooden box.
Unless of course he's been taking smaller cases in the meantime. Which would explain why he's still in business.
The same wooden box that the victim was found hunched over.
The same.
The question is, who placed the wooden box here?
Who?
Excellent, Nick. Excellent. When Ben and company saw the ringmaster, they couldn't see him holding the box.
I can't wait to kill off your character in about an hour's time.
Which means that this wooden box was already placed at the scene of the crime.
Yes, Nick, it's almost as if you deserve this. Reminder, I would never actually kill anyone.
I have to admit, your theory makes a lot of sense. The moment that bus came falling down was exactly the same moment that the ringmaster lifted up this wooden box. Which means that the answer to all these questions is now crystal clear.
Yep, Goggles is right. Nick 100% deserves it. You mean...
If the bus were to fall upon the point marked out by the wooden box...
They can be mostly dead, that's true, Forks.
There would be no way it could miss the head of the victim.
No. Yep. What's in the box? Wait, Wade's in the dark. Woo. Damn it, Icky. Nick, if you die, keep your ghost away from Agatha, and vice versa. To be fair, there are actually rules for playing as your ghost if you die.
Order! 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 This is unbelievable! Finally, some of these loose ends are starting to tie themselves up. Now I just gotta keep going. There's only one way to go from here. Forward. So the next question I have is, who placed that wooden box at the scene? It was Mr. Dingerling, of course. He connected it to a rope, and then all he had to do was lower it down. Ow!
Allow me to whip some sense into you, Mr. Phoenix White.
Ow, 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 ow.
The ringmaster's head could have been anywhere when he listed the box.
That's why the box was so specially made.
Specially made?
Indeed. It had the most peculiar feature.
Ah, the contents.
Do you recall what was inside the wooden box?
Icky, Ghost Rule 1, ectoplasm. Just ectoplasm.
There was only a small bottle of pepper, wasn't there?
Get on with it.
Well...
What's the matter? Cat got your tongue?
I don't see any relationship between the location of his head and the box's contents. I might think I might have outthought myself.
No, Nick, you didn't think enough.
Mr. Wright, you still maintain the box had some sort of special feature? Indeed. It had the most peculiar feature. box has a remarkable weight.
Weight?
According to the court record, it weighs 20 pounds. Just to lift this wooden box would have required. Oh, I see. One would have to squat down, then lift it up with their body, wouldn't you say? That's exactly what I was trying to point out. The box is also very large. The box also has carrying handles on either side, doesn't it?
Ghost rule 2, always be wooing. Ooh. Ghost rule 3, contrary to popular belief, busting does not make ghosts feel good.
That's correct. To lift the box up, you'd have to squat down. Which means that no matter who you are, your head will be in approximately the same place.
Fool.
Does he even bother to listen to me anymore?
I've heard what you had to say. I must admit, I'm shocked at your imaginative skills.
You did do it? Did you place this wooden box in the plaza?
Mr. Wright may have a vivid imagination, but I could never have done what he's proposing.
What?
Mr. Wright, do you recall the original location of Max's bust?
Of course I remember it was on the top of the table in the cafeteria. Then what happened to it?
I'd like you to remember one important fact, Mr. Wright. I cannot possibly leave the lodging house by myself. Yeah, I think that the possibility he used the birds is a missed opportunity. That should be the canon explanation. Ah, that means... You understand what I mean, don't you? Yep. Whispers to bird. Kill, kill, kill. I may very well have been able to drop the bus from my room. However, how'd I have gotten the bus from the cafeteria to my room? Obviously had the birds pick it up. As you see, Mr. Phoenix Fight, explain that. Don't forget, you said there was no accomplice.
Ugh.
Yep, this guy's a better lawyer than they are. Tell us exactly how the Witness would have carried the bus from the cafeteria.
Yeah, we definitely have a problem here, but this is no place to get perplexed. I've got to get my wits about me and prove how things happen once and for all. Alright, Mr. Wright, let's hear your explanation. How did the witness get the bus from the cafeteria block to his room?
It was a monkey.
Take that!
A monkey?
Oh, is he quoting Super Mario Bros. Now?
Everyone knows Money. He loves shiny objects of any size. Oh, just like when he stole the ventriloquist ring.
So, are you saying that the Witness had the monkey steal the bust?
Of course he didn't order the monkey to steal it. The monkey stole it on his own, and then brought it back home. Home? Money lives in Acro's room. Acro's room?
Objection!
But the bust was bronze, wasn't it? Bronze isn't all that shiny.
Objection!
Maybe you should put the whip down sometime and read the court records. My, those are some nice cars he's holding.
Yep. Money key.
Yes, and they're made of platinum, which is very shiny.
Bloody hell, platinum. Oh, Kara would love this moment. Someone please clip this moment and send it to Kara.
Acro. Money is a strong monkey, right? It'll be easy for him to pick up the bus, to bring the bus back to your room.
he wasn't able to handle that himself, I'd be in the market for a new roommate.
Order? Order? I said order! Miss Von Karma? Where is the bust in question at the moment?
I don't know. Yep, we'll summon her by wiring.
Wah!
We're searching for it as we speak.
This is a rather strange turn of events. But let's say that the monkey had not stolen the bust. What would have happened then? Well, in that event, something else would have been used as the murder weapon.
Wait! Then you mean this bust was the murder weapon? Purely by accident?
It's possible. Maybe Acro saw many smashing of stolen goods and thought to use one of them. Anyways, I think we've more than proven one critical fact.
Yep, all we've got to do is mention Moldorm. I hear the Moldorm needs petting. Ah, congratulations on finding the accented E, no less. But again, Control-Alt-E, that's all you need.
Namely, that it was entirely possible that Acro was the murderer.
Moron.
Mr. Wright's argument is so circular, I'm still a bit dizzy, however.
Control-Alt-E does nothing. You hold down Control and Alt and press E, then release. You sure? Oh wait, no. You hold down Control and Alt and tap E.
His argument does hold water, there's no denying that. Ow.
Don't seem so flamboozled, especially by this fraud of an attorney.
Fraud.
You've forgotten the absolute most important thing, Mr. Phoenix Wright.
And what's that?
You should know. You forgot that your fraud of a magical client was spotted at the scene of the crime. There is no reason to doubt the clown's testimony.
That's true. How do you respond to that, Mr. Wright?
Nick, don't let her beat you now.
I won't. This is my chance to turn this trial around.
When the murder occurred, there were two people at the scene of the crime. One was the victim, Bristleberry, and the other was the murderer himself. Answer this, and only this, Mr. Phoenix Wright. Who was the murderer the clown saw?
Take that!
He saw Max's, but
I asked, who was the other person we saw on the scene? That evidence has nothing to do with the question.
Objection!
au contraire, mon frère, it does indeed have something to do with the question.
Oh, hi, Super Hot Mew. How's it going? Icky. Reason to start the clown's testimony 1. I mean, look at him. That's true. Yes, I'm sorry. Hey, Ridley, we're not against clowns here. I mean, I'm clearly a clown. Oh, good that you're good. Yes, I'm winning.
Mo said that he saw Max's silhouette, but he did not actually see the man himself. It wasn't a human being he saw. I am a human being. How is that possible? It's simple, really. What Mo actually saw that night was Max's bust.
Objection!
What are you talking about? Have you tried using your brain at all in this case? The silhouette he saw was wearing a cloak.
Objection!
There's no reason why you couldn't attach a cloak to the bust. It would be easy to hang one of the cards off the bust's hands.
Yep, Nolus, that's right. Clouds to the left of me, pedos to the right. Bloody heck. Idiot, who in their right mind would put a cloak on a bust?
It doesn't matter who put it on the bust. Just wait a minute now, Mr. Wright. Who put the cloak on the bust? The question is of the utmost importance to this case. Don't you agree? You caught me. So let's have it, Mr. Wright. Who put the cloak on the bust?
Who put the cloak on the bust? The victim himself?
Take that!
Fool? Him?
You're saying it was the victim himself, Wrestleberry? That's what I'm saying.
I've seen the victim himself place the cloak on the bust?
Place the cloak isn't really the right way of putting it. Then what would be the right way of putting it, Mr. Wright?
Explain yourself. Nick, do you really have a handle on all this?
I'm fine, Mayor. I'm finally putting all the pieces together. There's really only one picture I can paint anyways. Alright, so you want to know what really happened that night? Let's step back in time. Acro used a rope to lower the wooden box onto the scene. Then he attached that rope to the bust, and dangled the bust out of his bedroom window, directly above the wooden box. At the same time, the ringmaster told Max to wait in his room and went to the scene. Of course, at the time, the ringmaster was wearing Max's costume. Perhaps he didn't anyone want to recognize him that night. But just as he feared, he was spotted at the entrance of the lodging house by none other than the ventriloquist and his puppet, Ben and Trillo. When the ringmaster arrived at the scene, he bent over to lift the wooden box. And that's when Acro took his chance and released the rope. Now this is when the magic happens. At the very instant the bust hit the victim,
Do I want a frog video? You wait just a second there, Mr. Phoenix Wright. As much as you try, as much as you scheme, this isn't true. It can't be. Yep, you're right, Nolus. This is a very Looney Tunes murder.
It's a little early to be getting upset, Miss Von Karma. This circus isn't over yet.
What? I'd like to think that Phoenix is just literally sketching this in real time.
The impact of the bust on the victim threw the cloak up, which snagged onto the bust. The impact also caused the sound a certain witness heard, prompting him to take a look. That witness was, of course, Lawrence Mo Curls, the clown. When Mo looked out his window, the cloak had already snagged onto the bust. Now, having completed the crime, Acro naturally went about pulling up the murder weapon. Of course, he had no idea that Mo saw the bust being raised with the cloak dangling on it. Primarily because in his wheelchair he couldn't see out of the window. So he just kept pulling the bust up. And that's how the magical murderer disappearing into the sky came to be. So you see, the only person who could have pulled this off is the one person who was able to drop the murder weapon from above the crime scene. Acro, it could only have been you.
Acro's been playing mind games with all of us.
He sure has. But he's come to the end of his rope now.
Do I want the frog video or no? Sure, why not? So,
What now?
sorry. URLs are blocked. Tell you what, just whisper it to a mod and they can post it for you. You've graced us with a rather long-winded tale. But do you have any evidence to prove that your fairy tale is true?
Evidence?
Anyone with a sword next to their name? In this court, only two things matter: the power of evidence and the power of my VIP.
Don't forget the power of my gavel as well. Mr. Wright, the prosecution brings up a good point.
Oh yep, Kiara is.
Can we see some evidence?
Nick, they say they want evidence. Kiara is the one with Kiara in her handle.
I just explained how there can be only one possible murder method, but there is still something unusual about Mo's eyewitness account.
Unusual?
A contradiction, actually.
Okay then, use that and get out of this jam.
That's enough talking about amongst yourselves. Proceed, Mr. Wright. Present some evidence to the court that backs your claims. I want hard proof that you have unraveled the trick to this magic case.
Mew wants to show Flat Frog. Ah, it's Flat Frog Friday. Of course.
Take that!
Try again. If they had been silent for 2 more seconds, I would have screamed.
Nick, they say they want evidence.
I just explained how there can be only one possible murder method, but there's still something unusual about Mo's eyewitness account.
Oh, it's Flat F Friday. The frog just happens to be flat. Fair enough. Unusual?
A contradiction, actually.
Okay then, use that and get out of this. Okay, contradiction in the clown's testimony. Oh, my pronouns are she, her, thanks for asking. Oh, you're sorry for using the "are you winning son" joke. Oh, I didn't think anything of it. Am I winning, daughter? Yes, yes I am. Okay. What's the last contradiction I need? don't think my badge proves anything. Present ass. Me in the courtroom. I don't think I can do that, Ridley. Well, actually, what could stop me? Very little. I'm just going to look up the answer because I want the end to this case. You've heard there is one case where you have to present it. You can't remember which one. Kiara, you don't know how to let links be posted here. I think there is a command, but they could just whisper it to you and then you could post it here. Feature my badge. Now there's an idea. I mean, if anyone wants to look up the solution for me, that's fine. Excellent, Kiara. And of course, Super Hot Mew by extension. Of course, I'm going on the assumption that there's indeed a flat frog. Okay, solution. Okay, the silk hat for some reason.
The problem is Max's three symbols. You know, the silk hats, the cloak, and the white roses. Those symbols were a problem numerous times during yesterday's proceedings. Yesterday there were two contradictions in Mo's testimony.
The silk hat was one, the white roses for the other.
But the theory I just presented explains all these contradictions.
Could I open to contribution to my cosplay goal? I don't follow. You fool, do you ever shut up?
Max's silk hat was found at the scene of the crime.
Hey Jan, can't watch in full because you're out of town. Oh, well, we're near the end anyway. Glad to see you drop by.
However, remember what Mo said yesterday? He testified that the criminal he saw fleeing the scene was wearing a silk hat. There's only one explanation for that. The silk hat that Mo saw was actually the bust's.
Yeah, it doesn't work on mobile.
Makes sense. If you look at it that way, then he did see the silk hat. Well, sort of.
Fine, you've got one. But what about the other contradiction?
The other contradiction?
Remember what that ventriloquist said in court? He said that he witnessed white roses on Max's chest that night. But the clown's testimony doesn't match. The clown said that there were no white roses. I'd like you to try and explain that one away. Can you do it, Nick?
Of course, I can explain all of it.
What was that?
Please recall the instant where the cloak snagged on the bust. If the cloak snagged on the bust, what happened to the white roses?
The lad was witnessed.
Do you get it yet? If the cloak got snagged onto the front of the bust, it means that the white roses would end up on the back of the bust. Which explains why Mo didn't see them. The white roses were not visible because they were on the back side of the bust. Order! Order! This is quite the shocking state of affairs. Mr. Bright's theory still sounds a bit absurd to me. However, let's just keep going down this road for a while and see where it leads.
Let's do this, Nick. Then maybe Von Karm will finally throw in the towel. Okay, there's another... Oh, she's waggling her finger. Well, so much for that theory. Mr. Wright, do you mind?
What is it?
Wait,
What is it?
you took the time to research our circus, didn't you?
Well, yes, I did.
Is there something making you think I didn't? What time's it? 1:45. Okay, I'll go for another quarter of an hour, and if that doesn't wrap it up, I'll have to call it there. If you did, then maybe you'll understand why I think you're off track.
Why is that?
Motive. This witness feels an incredible debt of gratitude towards the ringmaster. Anyone with any relation to the circus is well aware of this. Thus, there is absolutely no way someone like this would kill the ringmaster. Nick, you have done some terrible things to your stream overlay. Your Honour, I'd like to take you to hear Acro's story. Learn about his relationship with the ringmaster and his life up until now. What do we do? There's no doubting that Acro deeply respects the ringmaster.
Acro's motive. It seems this case isn't over yet. Very well. However, I feel this is a good place to take a break. I'll listen to the rest of Mr. Dilling's testimony after recess. This court will now take a 10-minute recess.
Okay, to be continued. I guess we'll call it there then. Okay then. Yep, it's the longest case in existence. Well, in any case, thanks everyone for dropping by. Yeah, to be fair, Rise from the Ashes is probably longer. Kara, it's only been 90 minutes, cries in Goth. What about the frog? Okay, fine, we'll look at the frog. Let me see, do I have something that will look at... Thought I had something for capturing Firefox. There we go. My God, look at this lad. Excellent content. Oh, we're up to 76% of the way to the grounded cosplay challenge. Excellent. What will he do? What crimes will he commit? Only time will tell. But in any case, let's find someone to raid. No less. And when the bus fell and he clocked that guy on the head, the roses were on the backside of the bust. I don't know what that was supposed to be parodying. Yep, Kiara, you won't contribute any points. Okay, let's see. Mocha the Vampire is playing Metroid Prime 2. Oh, thanks for the contribution, Amanda. Another 2,000 to the... Yep, for those not who aren't aware, that's a community challenge to cosplay my D&D character. Grounded the Tiefling Rogue. Oh, Dark Side of the Moon. Fair enough, no less. Well, in any case, at 7:30, which is in 40 minutes, I'll be over on his Cursedness' channel, GMing a game of Blades in the Dark, so feel free to drop by then. Give Nick a follow if you want to catch that. We're about to raid Mocha the Vampire, who's playing Metroid Prime 2 Echoes, because you know I'm a sucker for Metroid content. But in any case, I'll just send you over there. There'll be more Ikenfell on Monday. Other than that, I hope everyone has a lovely weekend. Yep, this time I got her name right, so we're actually raiding the right channel. But in any case, there's nothing else to do here, so we'll be raiding in 3, 2, 1, and let's go. Don't forget to use bread emotes if you've got bread emotes.
BisectedBrioche raided my stream with 10
BisectedBrioche
viewers.
for raid. Welcome, Raiders. How are we doing?